welcome to the second episode of Together We Deal. Who is Stacy? What is your story?
Stacy is just a down-to-earth, who you see is what you get type of person. I'm loving, caring. I just, I always try to do right by people, but sometimes it's so hard.
Right.
But otherwise, I'm just me, Yeah.
I love that. Okay. So, next question. What is something you have not healed from?
Ooh. Mostly childhood trauma.
Okay.
Yeah. I think most people, they don't really understand, sometimes it's just the small things that you go through.
Right.
But myself, I'm the type of person, whatever I go through, I used to just, because I never like to argue and everything like that. So I used to just brush it off. Okay. So it just digs down, just go deeper and deeper and deeper,
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, I don't know if I can go into this right now, but it wasn't until the separation from my previous husband.
Okay.
The hurt was so bad that it just brought up all my childhood trauma. So it may seem like it's a bad thing, but to me, actually it's a little bit of both. It was a bad thing, but it was good because I was able to, deal with it at 50 something, and I thank you for that, sir.
Because you felt like it was something that wasn't resolved, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think your family dynamics has played a part of who you are today?
Yes, I do. To piggyback back what I said, my mom, she was like really, really hard on me and my older sister.
Okay.
So, at the small age when we were 5, 6 and years old, we used to have to clean the whole house, and go to the wash to wash 10 loads of clothes by ourselves and stuff like that. It may seem far-fetched to some people, but that's our reality.
Right.
And so I guess it taught us responsibility.
Okay.
And it made us the women that we are today. And that part I thank her for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was more positive, teach you kind of where you are today. Yeah.
Yes. And really, yes.
Okay. So if you had 45 seconds to talk to someone who is no longer with us, who would it be and what would you say?
My mom.
Okay.
I think about this all the time. I just, sometimes I want to ask her, some things that she let us got away with, things that didn't make any sense. And then the small things, like we would get a really bad whooping for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I was just crying, baby. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize.
I don't know. It just, like, I still didn't understand. Like, we never really could be kids. We've always had my older sister and I'm speaking about us. We always had to be grown before our time, and we never had like teenagers, we couldn't leave off the porch, and all the other kids would be out there. And so if I was the type, I had got to a point where I was a little rebellious, because I just always say, why do I have to watch the kids? I want to be a child.
Right.
So I used to leave them there, and I would go and be a child, and I would come back. And then she'll find out, and she would whip me or whatever. But I just don't think it was fair, that everybody else got to live their childhood and things like that. And I couldn't understand either. We would get whoopings for that. Yeah. But she allowed me to quit school in the 9th grade. And I never ever got a chance to ask her why. You know, because that
Yeah.
that was a big milestone to quit in the 9th grade. You
Yeah.
know, and it was okay with her.
Mm-hmm.
But something small is going off the porch, you get a whipping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just, I don't know. It.
And you feel like that's probably a conversation that you feel like needs to be had within yourself to help you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think
Got
about
it.
it all the time. Like, if I could reach out to her, you know, if heaven
Yeah.
had a phone, I
Yeah.
could, since I'm healing, all these are questions that I think I probably been wanting to ask forever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And I love that you said that you're healing, because we all
Yes.
need to heal. We all have things that we go through, and we have
Yes.
to understand those things and, you know, embrace them and then learn from them and heal from them.
Yes,
So I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
What is something you would tell your younger self?
Don't let anybody distract you. Just keep on being who you are, no matter what they think about you or whatever. And first of all, you have to love yourself before anyone else could love you.
There you go.
And it took me a while. I knew it. And then when I got in a situation, you know, sometimes when you get with people, they will make you forget who you are, you know,
Yeah.
as far as relationships or whatever. And I had to drop almost 200-pound person to get back to me. You know, I know I was carrying so much hurt from that relationship, and my daughter, she made me realize it. Because, I mean, I should be just snap about any little thing. And it don't even be the person's fault. And one day she said, Mama, she said, what happened to you? She said, you used to be so sweet and loving. She said, and you're not the same anymore. From that day on, I knew I had to leave.
It's okay. Take your time.
I knew I had to leave the situation. Because I know I wasn't the same person. And I never want to be like that, because I was sweet and loving and just, but hurt and pain can change you, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, take your time.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I heard you say, you know, you weren't the same you that you were, what do you think, now that you're older, what do you think was causing you to stay with that person or stay in that situation?
I think for him, I think because I'm like a real empath, you know, and his mom was deceased, and his brother had went to jail, and for me, I was like, you know, he has nobody. So if I leave, what would he do?
God,
you know, but I should have chose me, because it would have saved me a lot of years of heartache and pain and just stuff that were put on me that I didn't deserve, you know. And he's still kicking it right now. He's living, you know.
Yeah.
So I should have just loved me more.
Chose you.
Yeah, chose me.
And I say it's not too late. You're already doing that now. It's never too late to choose yourself. And you, from hearing you speak, you're already doing that.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful thing. Do you feel like you are your happiest? Why or why not?
Yes, I am. I think this part of my life is the happiest I've ever been. I'm peaceful for now. You know, I mean, for a change, you know, and for years I didn't even know what happiness was. You know, people used to always say, oh, you know, it seemed like you're so happy. I see y'all. I said, but you never had to live with that person. You know, the saying, the smile I smile is only a shield to hide the way that I really feel.
Right.
That's what I was doing.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
just digging it down. Oh, he's going to change. He's going to get better. But it never gets better.
Never did.
Yeah, until I left. And like I said, I dropped all that off of me. And yeah, and I started healing.
Yeah.
I just cut off all communications from every social media, phone numbers, everything from that person. And because I used to always say, okay, and I tried to be his friend again, but it just wasn't working. And I said, I have to give him a chance, and I have to give myself a chance, because as long as I keep communication with him, he's not gonna, go on with his life and heal like he need to be. And I most definitely wasn't, So, and sometimes, you have to listen to God, because I knew I shouldn't have went back but being the person I wanted to make sure I made the right decision. But that last phone call I made, I should have just kept straight on where I was going, and I wouldn't have experienced all, because when I went back, he did the same thing to me, like 10 times worse.
Wow.
And I should have listened to God, because I told him, you don't want this marriage. You just want to hurt me because I left you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that's exactly what he did. So that taught me never look back, because if God wanted you to look back, he would have put eyes in the back of your head.
There you go.
So for now, I'm looking forward.
There you go.
And I probably could have been with people right now, but my antennas are up so high that it's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to make sure this time that person is the right person. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because sometimes people are just meant to be your friend instead of getting into marriage and all that type of stuff. Yeah.
And then you were able to say your piece with him too.
Yeah.
Kind of. Somewhat.
I did. Don't call me anymore.
That's your piece, though.
That's my piece.
And you cut it off.
And I've been moving forward and happy ever since. I am so at peace where I can just walk in my house and don't hear anything. I don't have to argue with anybody. I don't have to cook if I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm loving it right now.
It.
I mean, I'm not saying, I do want a companion. But like I say, even as a friendship, it still has to be the right one.
There you go. Yeah. What is a lesson you've learned from your family?
That, I say this all the time, blood only make you kin, it doesn't make you family sometimes, Because sometimes your family could hurt you more than anybody in the street could ever hurt you,
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
So what is something you wish you could change about your family?
That we could be, it's only, as far as my siblings, it's only one brother and 4 sisters. But it seems like we're this far apart. And I think, we have no mom. Any of us have a dad. So we should be like this, instead of bickering and, saying awful, disgusting things about each other. We should be loving each other, because basically we're all we have.
Right.
But sometimes it's so hard to go back after you'd heard such hurtful things to really connect like you used to, because I think my brother hurt me more than any man have ever hurt me, and that's hard to say. I mean, I never spoke to him. I'm quite sure he'll probably see it now, but it was something told to me that he said that, I don't know, it still hurts me deep. I gave it to God, and I never confronted him about it, and I think it hurts me so bad because I was my brother's keeper. Nobody in the world could say anything about my brother.
Yeah.
But when that situation happened, it just, at one point, it just made me look at him differently, I just prayed to God, and, I still love him.
Yeah.
But that's part, I'm having to heal from that stuff also.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Do you feel like that relationship can be mended, or how do you feel about what transpired?
Yeah, I'm quite sure. I've talked to him since then, but I mean, like I said, but I've never brought it up, the situation. But yeah, I can deal with him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe one day we will have a sit down and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that'll help you and your journey in life to speak with him about something that's particularly maybe bothering you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it really will.
Okay. So, what is something you can do or work on to be better?
I know sometimes, it comes from a good place for me, but sometimes my delivery could be wrong.
Okay.
But what I say to me,
You mean
I mean what I say, but I could just say it a little different.
Okay, I gotcha.
Not
what you say, but maybe how you
how
say
I
it.
say it.
Okay,
Yes.
I gotcha. I gotcha. And I feel like a lot of us may struggle with things like that too, the
Yes.
delivery. Hey, so
Yes.
do you feel like your younger self will be proud of who you are today and why?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Because I came from, like I say, from the struggle, But one thing I can say, I never gave up.
Okay.
From homelessness, losing places, staying with people, losing jobs or whatever, but I didn't give up. It just made me stronger. And I had my daughter. And whether I was married or not, it still was just me and her.
Yeah.
And she gave me the hope, and to make me want to be better.
Yeah.
Because, and I've always wanted to keep open communication with her, because I never wanted her to feel the way that I felt when I was small, and I always wanted her, because with my mom, we couldn't talk about anything.
Okay.
You try to talk about sex or anything, she's gonna whoop you.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't understand that. So with my daughter, I just, like, whatever you want to talk about, please come to me. Don't ever be afraid to come to me, as well as my sons.
Okay.
We used to sit at the table. My previous husband, my daughter's dad, he'd be at work, gone all the time, just so he wouldn't be at the house. So my sons, we're still close like this today. They told me not too long ago, I thank you.
Yeah.
They was like, for you being there for us. They say, well, for you, I don't know where we would be. We chose to take the path that we chose. And I was like, but I still love y'all, and I still pray for y'all. I want y'all to do great also. But like I said, we used to sit at the table, and I used to tell them, whatever y'all want to ask, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
And they were just open, and whatever they asked me, I told them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I love that that you said your kids can come to you, because what I'm hearing you say is you're breaking the cycle of what happened with you, so it doesn't happen with your kids and their future kids.
Yes.
So you're creating, I don't want to say, what's the word? You're creating future generational wealth within your family, so that they won't have to go through what you went through.
Yes.
And I love that. That's amazing. Okay. So let me ask you this. What is your most proudest moment?
The birth of my daughter. She changed my whole world. I don't think I would be the person that I am if I wouldn't have had her. I always tell her, we grew up together. I was 19 when I had her.
Yeah.
So, we grew up together. We did everything together.
Yeah.
We go places, people think we're sisters.
Yeah.
Like, no, her mom.
Yeah. Is that relationship?
And I pray to God I never lose that bond with her, because there's nothing in the world that I wouldn't do for her. At the drop of a dime, I'm there, and I just, her.
Yeah.
And also another accomplishment, the day of my wedding, my second wedding, she left. I got married, and 12 o'clock that night, her and my son-in-law said they picked up with their little U-Haul and moved to Cali on just a wing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Started like, that's something that I couldn't have done.
Okay.
And that, I feel like my world had died, because like I said, it's always just been us.
Yeah.
And when she left, but I thank God though, because that night she left, it put her on the path to where she's at now. Now she's a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's the #1 small black owned swimwear company.
That's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm so proud of her. Yeah.
Yeah. Listening to you talk and seeing expressions in your face, like your daughter, definitely means a lot to you and just brings the best out of you, so to say.
And my grandkids.
Your grandkids.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yes.
Hey, so what is something you struggle with?
Sometimes, I think forgiveness.
Okay.
I say, and it's like I say I forgive, and then I don't totally let it go.
Okay.
But I want to forgive and forget about it. But it's like I say I forget. I forgive,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm an overthinker also.
Okay.
So if it pop back in my mind, and there I go again, I'm mad all over again.
Okay.
You know, and I just want to just leave it alone.
Okay.
But or they'll do something, someone do something, and bring it up again,
Mm-hmm.
and it just infuriates me.
Yeah.
And made me have sleepless nights sometimes, just over my head. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to, yeah.
So when you forgive them, do you have conversations with them to help you in that forgiveness process? Or is it just like you just forgive them on your own type of thing?
It varies. Sometimes
Okay.
I have a conversation, but, and then sometimes, like, if I forgive on my part, and then then when we do have the conversation, and then they say they forgive also, but then they do the same thing over and over.
Mm.
So that means you're not forgiving. Or if you do something, you talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it just, and so it infuriates me again. And like I say, I'm the type of person. My mouth is very lethal when I get mad.
Mm-hmm.
So that part. So I try not to get mad too much.
Yeah.
And I don't care what I say
Mm-hmm.
at that point. You know. So if you take it how you want to, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Got you.
I don't want to be like that.
I got you. So if you could heal something inside of yourself, what would it be and why?
I think my heart. And then this situation happened. It may be on that line of what you're talking about, but this situation happened with my ex-husband when we first got together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were in like 9 months of just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
And a bad situation happened, and he fought me and my daughter.
Okay, wow.
And he hit my daughter. And it's like I had made in my mind that I was never dealing with him again.
Yeah.
And she forgave him. So I forgave him. At least I thought I forgave him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't. Because I had rage inside of me, like for the whole 12 years we were together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just couldn't get past it because I felt like I failed her.
Mm.
You know, because there's no way I would ever let anybody get away with that.
Yeah.
And when he went and talked to her, you know, because I know he was drunk, but you can't use drunk as an excuse.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
So when she forgave him, I was like, well, maybe it's okay. But deep down inside, it wasn't okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I left him, I brought all that up, and he was like, but why I said I was sorry and all that, and I still deal with that right today. And I just want to tell my daughter, I am so sorry. I cried many days about what I let went on, and I stayed with him, when I should have walked away that day. And yeah, I'm still healing from that also.
Okay.
I really am.
And have you talked to your daughter about that particular situation to see how she felt?
Yes, I did. I have. But I haven't got... deep into it like I probably want to.
Yeah.
I think I had told her before we were going to have a sit down, do our little podcast, and let her ask me whatever she wanted to ask me, you know, whether it is hurtful or what, because I need to get this out, you know. And I'm just so sorry, you know, and I just ask for her forgiveness. You know?
And then I think that should be for sure, you know, a conversation that y'all can have, because, you know, maybe she may feel a certain way or maybe she may not, but, you know, it's something that, you know, needs to be spoke on for sure.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. What was the most challenging time for you?
I think I want to say my mom passed, maybe.
Okay.
Because we were so young. Like my little brother was 12.
Okay.
And my three sisters. That's my older sister. She was, I think, 23. I think I may have been 21, 22. And my sisters were 15 and 17.
Okay.
So, I mean, we still were young. So, we had to try to figure everything out, you know, like what we're going to do with the kids, you know, who they're going to stay with. And, you know, thank God we had the aunts that we had that were so strong. So, you know, they helped us, you know, and it's still a struggle. Like I say, I think being an overthinker, like I said, being an overthinker.
Okay.
Yeah.
So probably thinking about past experiences.
Yeah.
And that's what's kind of hindering you from your growth, so to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And always, like, sometimes second guessing myself. Like, as far as I said I want to be a vlogger, then something small happened, then I'm like, oh. So I put it off. Okay. You know, instead of just push it to the side and keep going. And, yeah, my daughter get on me about that all the time. She's like, Mom, just keep going. Just, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah. She's a voice of reasoning.
I love it. I love that. So, before we end today, is there anything else that you would like to say or anything that you want to add before we end today?
Just to each and every one, you know, whatever you're going through, don't bottle it down inside. Just talk about it. Yeah. Even if they come on a podcast like yours, right? You know, or go speak to a therapist. You know, they always want to. Oh, black people don't need to go talk to a therapist or whatever. Yes, you do. Absolutely. That's why we have so much going on in this world. Yeah. Like, people can't take control of their emotions. I don't know if I can say that on here, but killings here. You know, every time you turn on the news, a man to kill a woman, you know, because they're not dealing with what's going on inside of them. Right. You know, and I just think everybody should talk, you know, to someone and help themselves before it's too late.
I love that. Yeah. And I agree with you 100%. But yes. Thank you so much for coming on the second episode of Together We Deal. I appreciate your bravery and telling your story. And I hope this reaches someone. So thank you for coming again.
I want to thank you for allowing me to come on and tell my story. You know, it's very healing, and I hope this reaches someone. And yeah.
Thank you so much.